Welcome everybody to live show number 18. And before I forget, I'd like to thank the moderators for keeping the live chat very civil, the sponsors for sending interesting products, and you for showing up. Now as well, before I forget, I'd like to mention that this week's giveaway is amazing. We're giving away 2 Psycho Audio PC gaming headsets. These are like $300 to $500 a pop. If you would like to maybe get one of these headsets, pop on over to the giveaway, which Zach has already got to, and I'll post it again just for good measure. Go over there, enter the giveaway, and maybe you'll win one of these fantastic PC gaming headsets. And by the way, I did do a review on that. If somebody wants to link that up for me in chat, that would be wonderful as well. Now, I should mention that you need to read all of the information about the giveaway to make sure that you qualify to enter. I know, blah, 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 more reading to do, but you should really do it, because otherwise, well, you probably will not qualify, and that would be, well, that would not be any good, would it? Also, I will be picking one winner randomly, and the other winner will be selected from t-shirt orders. So get a t-shirt and you'll have a fantastic chance of getting one of these headsets. And by the way, that's lead in to buy a t-shirt. These t-shirts, well, as you can see, this is one of them, and the other one is unfortunately the motherboard tray is not removable, and you can see both of the designs and sizes and pricing information on the website. Zach is right on it tonight with the links. That's great. And if you want to check that out, and by the way, if you're watching right now, get into chat, because it would be nice to have you in chat first of all, and also be able to, you know, kind of interact with everyone else. So I know that there's 52 who are in chat, and there are like over or around 60 guests who are not. But if we could get all those people, you know, in chat, that would be great. I know that requires Ustream registration, and some people don't like to do that. But yeah, so that would be wonderful to get you in chat. I'm going to try to keep this show on track, not digress at all. So here it goes. So let's get on with the show. The show itself is into 3 main segments. The first segment is me answering questions that I have selected from my RodneyReynolds.com website. So if you want to ask me a question, go to RodneyReynolds.com. By the way, if you want to ask not me a question specifically, you can still go to RodneyReynolds.com, but you can also go to 3dgameman.com, go to the forum there, and there's lots of people there as well to answer your questions. But specifically for me, go to RodneyReynolds.com. The second part of the show is me taking questions from you about this week's videos. And finally, I'll showcase a mystery product. So let's get right to it. The first part of the show, I will answer some questions that I have selected from the RodneyReynolds.com website. Now, this first question is bizarre. This is one that I was going to do last week, but I just did not have the time. Let me start my trusty timer here. Around 10 minutes per segment of the show, to keep the show around 30-35 minutes long. Here we go. Rodney, answer this survey for the live show. Certainly, I will do that. It's comprised of 10 different questions, and I'll go through these as quickly as I can, and I will actually link you to this particular question because it is quite interesting. You might want to go over there as well and answer some of these bizarre stuff. So here it goes. Here I'll answer these questions. Question 1, would you rather have a dog or a cat? A dog. Question 2, would you rather be poor or rich, or would you rather be poor and happy or rich and depressed? Hands down, poor and happy. I do not want to be depressed. Thank you very much. Even if it means me being rich. Question 3, would you rather pet a wild snake or a wild bear? I think I would probably rather pet a snake. Question 4, Which way would you rather die? Freezing to death in the Antarctica or heating to death in the Sahara Desert? I probably would go for freezing to death. I don't like the heat. Question 5, would you rather eat 5 nails or 5 live worms? I would much rather eat worms than nails. Question 6, would you rather be in public naked or in a pink bikini? A pink bikini, thank you. I told you this was strange. Question 7, would you rather be would you rather be a bird or a giraffe? A bird. I've always dreamed about being a bird and flying over everything. Birds are smart too. So. Question 8, would you rather drink 1 cup of salt water or drink 1 cup of 5-year-old milk? I think 1 cup of salt water would do. Which is worse, a knife to the eye or a bullet, to the kneecap? I'll take the kneecap. And finally, question 10, would you rather be tasered on your bare bum or whipped on your bare feet? I'll be tasered because I don't want to have, rips and tears and slashes in my feet. Thank you very much. So there you have it. Again, you can head on over if you want to answer these questions yourself. I thought that was pretty interesting. On with some serious stuff here. The next question is best HD video camera. I guess this person's looking for a camcorder under 400 pounds. I guess that's around 800 bucks Canadian or so, maybe $1,000 Canadian. $800 Canadian opens up a lot of options, but if you really want to get something for a little cheaper, probably look for a flash camcorder. Some of the JVC has them. I can just post here in chat the series of JVC flash camcorders. They are pretty neat, and they're also pretty amazing when it comes to shooting decent quality video. Depends on what you want to do, but if you really want to get a good HD camcorder, of course you're going to have to spend the money. That's always the way it is. But yeah, look at that. Also, you can look at some of the lower end Sony models. Panasonic has some as well. Canon, but again, sometimes you get when you start breaking the $1,000 mark. $1,000 Canadian, US, 4 to 5 or 600 pounds. You start to get into a different kind of breed of camcorder, and usually they're much better. The next question is GTS 450 video cards in 3-way SLI or a couple of GTX 460s. I would go with a couple of GTX 460 video cards. The next question is about installing programs. This person is wondering, can you install a 32-bit program in a 64-bit folder? Well, yes, there should be no problem whatsoever in doing that. You can install programs pretty much anywhere on your drive, but it could get confusing because if you install a 32-bit program in a 64-bit folder, then you go to the 64-bit folder and you go, what's this? Is this actually a 64-bit program? Or if you install a game, for example, in a separate folder than maybe a game folder or directory that you actually have created on your hard drive or your solid state drive or whatever drive you're using, then it could get, again, a little bit confusing. So, but as long as you know where it is and what programs they are, well, it shouldn't be too bad. And yes, you can install programs anywhere in pretty much any folder or directory on your drive. This person is looking at upgrading. Right now he's playing the game Black Ops, and he or she is forced to play at 800 by 600. Ooh boy, that is painful. Very painful. I would not want to be playing it 8 by 6. Not at all. But if you're on a budget, probably the best thing would be to do is not upgrade your entire system, because that would require quite a bit of money to do so. What I would recommend you do is replace your video card. That would be the cheapest, best option, I believe, for you to do. And I would also not go cheap on the video card entirely. My recommendation would be to go ahead and get something like a GTS 450, or even better, a GTX 460. Save a few dollars and try to get the best bang for the buck video card you can. You might not necessarily always want to purchase it new. You might want to consider about purchasing it on eBay, or Kijiji, or Craigslist, or some other kind of sales site, or local sales site or company that's close to you, wherever you may be. So that's what I would recommend. The cheapest option overall, the best, the best bang for your buck, so to speak, would be to maybe just upgrade your video card. And also remember to sell the one that you have. Even if you want to get a few dollars for it, it's a few dollars that you didn't have that you have to put towards the new video card that you have. I'm just looking over here because, well, I want to keep on track here. So let me go quickly here through the rest of these. This is a question about a certain brand name, Insignia. Insignia, some people might know the Insignia brand name. Usually you'll find them at Best Buy, and I'm not quite sure, maybe sometimes you'll find them at Future Shop, because Future Shop and Best Buy is pretty much, I believe, the same company. If, don't quote me on that, but I believe they are. The Insignia brand, I believe, when it comes to televisions, I believe they're made by LG, or at least most of the components are made by LG. LG TVs, by the way, are fantastic. They're some of the best right now. They get Samsung, LG, Panasonic, and Sony being some of the best overall TVs that you can purchase. Usually, I believe the warranty on these are 2 years, so that's pretty decent as well. But the Insignia brand, I haven't owned an Insignia brand TV, but from what I hear, they are good. They are supposedly a really good bang for the buck TV. The next question is about 3D Game Man get-togethers. When is the next one? Well, I don't know. So busy right now with family and work and so on and so forth. It's very difficult for me to get away. But when the kids get older, maybe in a couple of years, who knows? Maybe next year. I don't know. But everything is so busy right now for me to do that would be too much, to be honest. But there will be another get-together. I just don't know when. The next question is about a video card product. I'm going to get two 6870 video cards, but if I get 810 will be, I'm just reading here, sorry. Well, so many distractions. Yes, this is a question about getting a video card with a standard kind of fan, or getting a video card with a blower style fan. A blower style fan, generally speaking, would be better, because as long as you have decent air circulation inside of the case, and especially if you have a side panel fan, and I would recommend that for everybody, have a side panel fan to suck in and blow in cool air that's inside your case into your case, and then it would blow it on top of the video card or video cards coolers, and then it would then cool the video card, and then the video card itself, having a blower style fan, would pour all the warm air outside of the case. If the video card is a standard kind of fan, well, it pulls in the air, and then draws it across or pushes it across the heat sinks on the video card, and then all the hot air gets trapped inside your case, so to speak. You really do need, in all situations, to have really good air circulation inside of your case. A couple more questions here. CPU without thermal paste 24/7, wouldn't recommend it unless it's underclocked like mad. It's not going to work. A CPU that has no thermal paste or thermal compound on it will overheat. Usually within minutes, it will be dead, burned out, unless your motherboard's BIOS you've set it to shut down at a certain temperature. Most of them will these days anyway. Okay, that is it for part 1 of the show. Part 2, I will start right now. This part of the show is me taking questions from you on this week's videos. The first one is on the Antec speaker system. This is the Antec Sound Science Raucous 3D 2.1 speaker system. I did a video review on it this week, and the link is there in chat right now. I beat you, Zach. Dang, it's right, buddy. I beat you on that one. So, do you have any questions for me about the Antec Sound Science Raucous 3D 2.1 speaker system? I have the satellites here, 25 watts a pop, anodized aluminum. The quality on these, well, it's just simply insane. It sounds incredible. You can check out my video review to kind of get an idea what they sound like. But I'm a little bit of an audio freak. I have, a 7.1 channel set up for my own home theater PC setup, watch movies all the time, sci-fi stuff, horror stuff, that kind of stuff. You can really, use your setup quite well with those kind of movies. Also, with my PC setup, I have this 5.1 home audio kind of setup with that as well. So when it comes to sound, well, I'm a little bit fussy. Now, this is only a 2.1 speaker system. This is not a 5.1 surround sound system. It does come with a 3D surround, and that does give you kind of a surround sound feel to it. Still not, of course, those separation of channels, but it does do that. The whole idea with Antec with this product is that it will allow you to put a couple of these on your desk. That's it. Just put a couple of them right here, and then have the wired remote. And by the way, this remote has a volume at the top. You can press down to mute it. It has a button on the front. You can switch between digital and analog input modes, also music and 3D modes, and mute. So you can use this system not for only just gaming, or not for just music, but you can use it for everything, watching movies, playing games, as well as listening to your favorite music. So there you have it. There's a controller, and this is the sub, which everything gets connected into. In the back here of the subwoofer, you see? You've got your power switch here in the back. You've got your audio connections right here, which go to the speakers, standard jacks, so left and right channels. You've got analog inputs, 3.5 millimeter auxiliary, a couple of RCA, standard stereo here. Also, I love this. This has got the digital input, the Toslink, the digital optic link, and also base level. 1 is the lowest, and 3 is the highest. And this is where the remote controller, which is this right here, gets plugged into. So overall, an amazing. I tried a few different types of music on this, actually, not in the video review, but when I was playing around with it, cranking the heck out of it, trying to pop everything. Rock and roll, pop, classical, even country. Yeah, it all sounds well. Classical music especially sounds very nice because of the very, very, very good mids and highs. When it comes to sound, and if you really want to have a big, deep, huge bass sound that will rock your walls, you're going to need to spend the money. A subwoofer will run you $200 or $300 alone, a decent one, and I would recommend nothing under an 8-inch if you want to shake the walls in your house or your office. But if you're on a budget and, well, you can't shake your walls. So an option like this is great. Also, maybe you don't have the time for the whole complete, 6 or 7 channel setup or 8 channel setup. Or maybe you don't have the money. You can go with a setup like this. You've got a couple of satellite speakers. That's all you have on your desk. You get the sub on the floor. You get your controller. That's it. It keeps it nice and clean. There isn't your 6 or 7 or 8 speakers surrounding you and on the floor and taking up space. If some people don't have the space, don't have the time, don't have the money, this is a perfect option. Yes, I have Polk audios all around me for the gaming rig. I have a mixed bag for my home audio setup. I'm a little bit of a freak when it comes to music. I'm not over the edge insane like buying speakers that are like 10 grand a pop or anything. But I really truly do like to experience things the way that they were meant to be heard. And if you do want to check out some of the stuff that I have, you can go to rodsrig.com, go to my number 2 rig there, and you can see some of the stuff that I have in that particular setup. Only a couple minutes left here. I want to talk about the poll, which was like went over so well this week. It's unbelievable. What type and amount of system memory do you have? Oh my gosh, so many votes on this. It's just insane. I'll link you up here. You can go over. I beat you again, Zach. Oh my gosh. I beat you too, Gerard. Somebody just said rodsrig.com equals nerd porn. So you can go over there and vote and comment. I'll tell you the results from the poll right now. The question was, what type, amount of system memory do you have? Questions were DDR, DDR2, DDR3, 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, or 12 gigabytes. The majority of votes were DDR3 and over 4 gigabytes. So that's good. I kind of expected that, to be honest. More people are getting DDR3 memory these days, and not necessarily DDR triple channel memory either. It could be dual channel memory as well. So yeah, I mean, a huge 400 and something votes for DDR2 and 567 for DDR3. And most people, the majority by far, 471 voted over 4 gigabytes. I have to say, I love the response on some of these polls. Just incredible. Over 1,000 votes is quite good to see. Thank you for voting, by the way, and commenting. A lot of comments also on this particular poll. It's very, very good to see. Very good to see when you can come over to 3dgameman.com, vote and comment. Get involved with the site, because this is what it's all about. So we're almost done with this particular part of the show. Just looking at some of the messages here in chat. Someone just asked about memory. How much is enough? 4 gigabytes, generally speaking, is fine. More memory, the better, depending on what you're doing. If you're using applications that require lots of memory, have more memory. I have 12 gigabytes myself. I'm doing a lot of video editing, mostly, and gaming, and also other applications like Photoshop. Exactly. For most people, 4 gigabytes is fine. 12 gigabytes is greed. Well, you know what? If I had to buy it, I wouldn't have it. Crucial sent it to me. That's why I have it. In all honesty, if I was to have to buy this stuff, I would probably be like a lot of you out there, have the best bang for the buck stuff that I could get. Okay, so we are moving on now to the last part of the show. All good things must end, right? This part of the show is where I showcase an interesting product. And this is an interesting product. Anyone tell me what this is? Most people guessed it. Yes. Very smart, people. Very smart. This is the Trendnet 150 Mbps micro wireless N USB adapter. You stick this into a computer system that has Windows 7, Windows Vista, or Windows XP, and pop! You are dancing wirelessly from anywhere in your home or office. Gosh, you have to love wireless N. So let me open it up and see what it's all about. And by the way, Trendnet, well, they have all kinds of products. And speaking of that, let me link you up here to this particular product. If you're in chat, you can go over there and you can I don't know why the links aren't working, but yep, that's the link to this particular product. Let me link up trendnet.com. If you want to check it out yourself, you can go to Trendnet, TRENDNET.com. Yeah, that works. The link works. There you go. Okay, so let me open this up and see what's inside. This is, again, the Trendnet 150 Mbps micro wireless and USB adapter. Protective plastic on the outside here. Let me break this open. Have a peek inside. And by the way, the particular model on this one is TEW648UBM. Quick installation guide. Driver and utility, as well as the user's guide is on this as well. Let me see if I can find it in the packaging. It's so tiny. Here it is. That's it. Very small, and I'm guessing it's pretty inexpensive as well. It has a USB end and a WPS button on the other side. Look at that. You stick it in, and you pretty much are up and running wirelessly if your particular computer system or netbook or notebook does not come with a wireless adapter. This is certainly a very, very inexpensive and easy way to get yourself going when it comes to wireless connections. And like I mentioned, Trendnet has all kinds of other products. You can visit them at www.trendnet.com. I'll post you that in chat again so you can go over and visit other products. And by the way, I have a Trendnet router. See that? Wireless router behind me as well. Looks quite well with everything that I have. My phone, all my notebooks, and yeah, all that stuff. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to tie the show up now. Pretty much on track here tonight. I hope those that were mentioning to me about, you should try and stay on track a little more, Rodney, not to digress as much as you do. Well, I hope those people who are watching right now figure, well, you know what? Maybe he is staying on track now. Okay. Before I leave, I'd like to mention a few things, one of them being t-shirts. This is one of the 2 designs right now from 3dgameman.com. This is probably the coolest one if you're brave enough to wear it. 100% kick-ass product with the arrow pointing down. You will make the ladies blush. You can get one of these t-shirts at www.3gm.tv/t-shirts. Thank you very much for posting that, Hutton. The mods are really on the ball tonight. I'll post it again. www.3gm.tv/t-shirts. Get your own. By doing so, you have a very cool t-shirt. And also, well, you support 3dgameman.com. Oh, and by the way, if you are a fairly large brute and you're very hulkish, like you're 2XL or 3XL, well, there's only one 3XL kick-ass t-shirt left. That's it. There's only one 3XL t-shirt kick-ass, one with the kick-ass design on it left. So if you're 3XL and you want a shirt, don't wait, get it. And the final thing I'd like to mention is, I believe that I will be doing a live show on Christmas Day. Yes? How special is that? December the 25th, I will be doing, I'm hoping at least, unless I get banished and say, no, you cannot do a show on Christmas Day. Yeah, so that should be interesting. And I'm thinking about having something to give away. Or maybe a few things to give away. How about that? Just for that particular live show on December the 25th. I'm not saying that it will go ahead. If it doesn't go ahead on the 25th, what I'll do is I'll keep those products and I'll give them away on the next live show following that particular Saturday weekend live show. But yeah, that would make it quite interesting. And not to mention, of course, that we are currently giving away 2 Psycho Audio PC 5.1 gaming headsets. And by the way, if you want to enter that giveaway right now, you can go to 3dgameman.com and click on the giveaway 57 link at the top right hand corner of the site as well. So that ends this show. I'll see everybody same time next week. Thank you again very much for showing up. Thanks to the mods for keeping the chat civil, and thanks to the sponsors for sending interesting products. Until next time, take care. Oh, and buy a t-shirt.